communication is more or less an illusion. In terms of what is communicated, the agreement of what is communicated between the sender and the receiver. When it comes to that, communication is almost always an illusion, completely. That does not mean that there is no exchange of information. But the information is received differently by different people. If you ask someone about Picasso, what do you think they are going to say? If you ask an ordinary person about Picasso, what does he know about Picasso, and how could he possibly be able to understand Picasso? But if you ask an artist about Picasso, you can get close to the artist, to the answer. I knew an artist that could understand other artists. So if you're lucky, when you meet an artist, you meet someone that is able to understand a few things. But many artists do not understand. All they do is they play their part. They act their part. But they don't know what they are doing. And therefore they cannot possibly know what our other artists are doing. And if you go to philosophers and ask them, you will get another distorted image. The truth about artists is that the artist is both the medium and the message. A Norwegian author, Knut Hamsun, was perceived and still is perceived as a Nazi. Vidkun Quisling was perceived as a Nazi. But problem is that people don't know what a Nazi is. And they don't know what Hitler was. They don't know what Picasso was. And very, very few people understand what David Bowie was. But David Bowie left a strong impression on the world. He was communicating at one point when he was making Hunky Dory and Ziggy Stardust, he was a great communicator. You could listen to those two albums and intuitively you could receive a lot of information and experience about what life is. But many people, when they listen to Hunky Dory and Ziggy Stardust albums, they don't get at all what he is talking about. I met a girl once. She asked me about David Bowie's lyrics because she said she could not understand anything he was saying. She told me that she felt that she could understand Supertramp songs, but not David Bowie songs. So, what is communication? Communication is the movement of information. If you send out information, you are life, because life is information. And for living people, living, breathing, sensitive, emotional, and healthy people, it is possible to receive information, or at least learn something and expand your consciousness by the experience that songs offer. But really, communication is an illusion, because people are living in completely different realities. We perceive everything in our own way. Sometimes it feels as if we are not sharing the same world at all. We are not sharing the same reality. We are experiencing totally different lives, and we are disconnected. I feel very disconnected from people around me. I don't have the need to communicate but I still have the need to create. And like The Dark Side of the Moon by the Pink Floyd, Vangelis said something about music that is very interesting and very true. When someone asked him how he perceives music, and he said, I don't perceive music. Music perceives us. And this is true about true art. What Vangelis said was, music defines life. But to define, you have to perceive. So The Dark Side of the Moon is both perceiving and defining life, and that is why it's art.